Hello? Can you guys hear me now? I'm really sorry, guys. This is embarrassing. I'm still new to the streaming thing, so forgive me for that. I gotta. Okay, am I. Can you guys hear me now? Well, you can, but I'm echoing, so I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. Really sorry about that, guys. Uh, God, I'm gonna have to edit out that later or something. Okay, so what I was saying, guys, is I looked into the idea we talked about on last week's live stream of potentially starting a hostel overseas. And, having like just a hostel for young people where you can either volunteer and stay for free or, pay like a much cheaper rent. Like most hostels overseas, they only charge about $10, $12 per night. You can find ones even cheaper than that. That's how I got by in my 20s. And, doing the math on this, it's like if you can work for like, not even work, but like volunteer, do like 20 hours of hostel work, just maintaining the hostel and get free accommodation. Or you can just pay $10 a night to live in a hostel. It's so much cheaper than paying these like absurd, insane modern day $2,000 per month rent prices. So that's one potential solution I could try to start. I don't know if I could personally do it. As I was saying, so, okay, I looked up the logistics of how to start a hostel business because a lot of you guys brought that to my attention during the last live stream. So I looked into how feasible it is to actually start it. It turns out it's not that expensive. Like starting your own hostel, it can be as little as like 100K, like $100,000 for the initial investment. Which is a lot of money, but it's not like totally out of reach, right? It's not like totally infeasible in a business context. I don't personally have that much money to do it myself, but if enough people are down with the idea, and we get some, I don't know, some people who want to pitch in and help or whatever. Like if you guys are serious about this, just let me know, and perhaps we could organize something with the community to where we can make it happen. But yeah, that's the best solution I can think of so far, is just to like start a hostel where, young people can just have more affordable living. I actually think I was thinking about this. The number one problem right now is rent. Like it's got to be rent. Right. Because like, yes, wages suck, but wages are kind of relative. Like if rent was like $300 a month, like it was, in the 90s, when I grew up, then your current wages actually aren't that bad. But, your wages are dog shit now because relatively speaking, rent is like just through the roof up. So if we can solve this rent issue, that solves a lot of problems actually. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. You had a boomer moment. Yeah, indeed I did. Yeah. I told you I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to Discord and with this live streaming because, yeah, I'm still new to it. I kind of just tried this on a whim one day, and you guys liked it enough. And to be honest, I like it too. Like, it's so much better being able to just answer and talk to all of you guys in this, live setting. So, yeah, that's one solution I thought of, okay? We could start our own hostel. It would be about 100K to get it started up. So, if we have enough people in our community who would be willing to pitch in, we could do that. And if we were to do that, I would say the best way to go about it would be to organize it as a worker co-op. I did more research into that, which a lot of you brought to my attention. A worker co-op is basically like, you have like a worker council where like, you vote people onto the council who make business decisions. And it's like a collective group of, it can be any amount, let's say 10, 12 people on the worker council who are voted in. They make the decisions instead of having, one evil jackass CEO make all the business decisions. That, I think, would be a fantastic solution, actually. And, I guess that's technically socialism, but it's actually technically democracy when you think about it. I mean, like a worker co-op resembles a democracy a lot more because you actually vote for your leaders, whereas, like a corporation under capitalism is very, very similar to how communists governments function, where in a communist government you have one CEO dictator who makes all the choices, and in a corporation you have an unelected CEO dictator who makes all the decisions. So yeah, the worker co-op is technically it's socialism, And I guess if that's what socialism is, I can actually get down with that because that actually sounds like it'd be a viable solution. Okay, 31 viewers now. Awesome. Let me kill these guys. Let's see. Can I? I have. Okay, I have my little teddy bear here, who I can distract them, and then we can charge up an elemental arrow. One second. Let me clear these, and then I'll read some comments. Okay, we could just do normal attacks as well. Hi gamer, hope you're doing well. Got offered a specialized welding job at 22, estimated 100k per year. Do you think it's worth sticking with it for 4 years to save up 200k? I'm broke at the moment. For 4 years, absolutely. Do it. I would do it and not look back. To be honest, you don't... Okay. Yeah. 4 years is fair. I was going to say you could maybe even do it for 2 to 3 years, but 4 years you should be fine. I would try to still live with your parents or, live with room. Like, do something still, because I know it sounds like a lot of money, but you'll be surprised how fast that money can go when you're paying for rent and trying to live on your own, So still try to, live like you're broke. Live like you're poor. Live like you're doing right now while you save up money and do that. And then you'll actually save up a ton, and then you can just permanently check out of society forever once you're done with these 4 years. You can, move abroad. You can buy a van and live in it. You can buy your own land, start a homestead. Like, whatever you want to do, yeah, you put in these 4 years, then you'll be free forever. The trades, we talked about this before. I think the trades are actually a great option if you do it for a limited time. Like, don't do it for 10 years because then you're definitely going to have health issues. It's not going to be worth the money anyways. Like, you're going to work 10 years as a welder, but then you're going to get asbestos exposure and, your medical expenses, especially in this dog shit American healthcare system, are going to end up costing way, way more than, whatever money you would make as a welder regardless. So yeah, do it for 4 years, save up 200k, get your homestead, move abroad, get your foreign apartment overseas. One of the many options we talked about how you can check out. I would absolutely do that. She literally said to use explosive. Hey, I told you I'm a boomer when it comes to this stuff. And I'm also multitasking a bit here. Hello, love your vids, thanks. Yo, Buddha, I just want to not worry about anything, but money is such a bitch. Like, I wish I could just not have to contribute to society. Totally, dude. Yeah, no, I feel the exact same way. And I'm not even necessarily against contributing to society, but I feel like it has to be a two-way street. I feel like, this is why I'm for universal basic income, because then, we would all be at a point where, the free market would go both ways. Like, society, if it wants us to contribute, it would have to earn our contribution. By the way, if anyone has played Genshin Impact and knows how to get across this, please let me know, because I've been stuck at this spot forever. Anyways, yeah, contribution should have to be a two-way street. The society doesn't contribute jack shit to us, but it wants us to contribute. And you're completely right for asking this question. Why should you contribute to this society? Why is your life just, why does it completely just revolve around how much profits you can generate for your bosses and for society, I say fuck that. Your life is worth much more than just that. Okay, I guess I can't go there. How the hell do I get up then? Taxation is theft. Taxation, yeah, it is. Profits are also theft. Like, when you think about it, hourly wages are the biggest form of theft ever, because when you have a situation where, let's say you're a McDonald's worker, you're flipping burgers for $7 an hour, whether you flip 1 or 100 burgers in that hour, you're still getting paid the same $7 an hour. The rest of the profits that you generated, right, it just goes directly to the boss. So hourly wages, if you guys, I get some of you have to work. I would say if you have to work, try your best to find a way where you can work for yourself and get paid on what you actually bring to the table. Because anytime you're working for an hourly wage, it by definition has to be a scam, has to be theft. Because, in order for the corporation to profit, they have to pay you less than the labor you're bringing to the corporation. That's just kind of how math works. That's why I'd rather be... if I have to contribute to society, society has to do something. Exactly. 100%. That's what I've been saying this whole time. I'm glad you guys are finally waking up. God, This is why I love you Gen Z chat so much. Like, I swear to God, trying to have this conversation with any of my millennial peers was so impossible. Like, they're just born and brainwashed with this idea that, like, we're born. We didn't ask to be born, but we're born owing something to society. And just our whole our whole life has to revolve around getting a career, going to school, doing shit for society, not being able to enjoy anything ourselves. So the fact that you guys have woken up to this, so goddamn refreshing, I gotta tell you. That's why I'd rather be a YouTuber and a streamer, and to be honest, most likely live abroad so I don't have to worry about paying bills. It sucks being an adult living in America, especially now. Yeah. Do that, yeah. If you need help with YouTube, by the way, one of these days, probably this weekend, I'll do a free YouTube course for aspiring YouTubers. It's ironic you said that because I just realized this is actually what I'm technically doing now. I'm technically just a streamer and a YouTuber now who can't figure out how to get across this fucking bridge. Oh my God, I've been stuck here forever. And you know, I have 7K subscribers. I'm not like super well known. I'm not super popular. I'm barely able to sustain a frugal existence just because, you know, I moved overseas and that's it. You know, so yeah, that's a much better path to go than wage slaving away. I don't even feel like the thing is, guys, like, you'll quickly realize I said in my last video to embrace minimalism. The thing is, you'll have to embrace minimalism whether you want to work a 9 to 5 or not at this point, because the jobs pay such dog shit wages now that, you know, even if you work, you can bust your ass, you know, 60 hours a week and work a minimalist and live a minimalist life. Or, you know, you can check out a society, move abroad, start some online YouTube, online side hustle. If you just make $1,000 a month doing some online business, guys, you can live overseas. I'm telling you. Even 500 per month would be enough in some places. Of course, that's kind of pushing it. But let's say like you go volunteer in a hostel overseas, as I was telling you, you know, it's like 20 weeks of pretty chill organizational work. And then you can do whatever you want the rest of the time. They pay your accommodation, sometimes even your food. Then you only need an online side hustle business of like around, you know, a couple hundred a month to sustain yourself. I mean, you can just even go on Fiverr right now, find some YouTube channel. Make thumbnails for a YouTube channel even. You know, I was trying to hire some people for that not too long ago. Or, you know, yeah, I just keep dying here because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm sorry this is not the most entertaining gameplay, guys, because I just don't know how the fuck you're supposed to get up there. Do I shoot it or what? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave this place. Or can I not even leave now? Or is this like America now where they trap you here? Guys, I just realized this gameplay is the perfect representation of America, right? You got this like endpoint up there. This like that, you see that yellow dot right here, guys, up there? My objective, like that's success. That's like making a lot of money. That's like being successful by society's idea, right? It wants you to achieve that, but every time you try, how the fuck do you even get there? It's like, okay, I'm going to work a 9 to 5. That happens. Then, okay, let's acquire a skill and go to college. Oh, okay, I can make it here. But then when I try to go here, I end up dying anyways and failing. Such a perfect representation. You know what? I actually kind of like how I'm stuck here. Maybe it's actually a blessing in disguise to be stuck here because it's a perfect representation of the horseshit we're dealing with in society. Oh, work even harder. Just work harder. And then this shit happens. Hey, I'm flying harder, you know. I'm flapping my wings harder. I'm working harder. Look, guys, I'm working really hard. I swear to God. Just work even harder. Yeah, I'm just going to abandon this one for now, roam around. Okay, let's read some comments. There's more to life than work. Exactly. And no one else sees that. Do you think that employment will disappear entirely in the future? I see a future like that where we contract each other. Maybe. I think for sure a lot of it will disappear progressively, like especially once AI pops up, which it already is. You'll see a lot of like a huge shift in the economy for sure. But it's going to happen gradually, not like all at once. Damn, I could live well earning 1K a month living in my current country. Yeah. I see, this is why it's a bit tricky for me. to do overall like videos about solutions. I'm trying better, guys, because I know you guys want to see more solutions and not just complaining about problems. I understand it, but like solutions are going to be like tailor-made individual for, each of you individually. Like if I tell, you know, an American kid to move abroad, that could be a great solution. But if you're already living, abroad, quote unquote, right? Then you're gonna need a different solution. Then I can't, I wouldn't know what to do because I'm someone who just lived in America then moved abroad. Like I don't have great advice, and this is where I'm just humble enough to admit I'm not God and I don't have all the answers. I guess if I were you, I don't know, the best thing I could think of would be to try to start something on YouTube. Try to start something online. Online is really where it's at these days. And I get it's tough, but it's what choice do you have these days? It's like either you go for your dreams, you try to pursue some online side hustle, and you fail 99 out of 100 times, or you try to get a normal dog shit minimum wage job and you fail 99 out of 100 times too. So at least with the first option, if you succeed, you actually get to do something you enjoy. So yeah, that's another thing. Might as well pursue your dreams, whatever it is, guys. The whole outdated advice of going the safe route instead of like pursuing your dreams, that only applies if the safe route is actually the safe route. But given how bad the economy is now, like the safe traditional route isn't even safe anymore. So like, there's literally no advantages it offers over pursuing your dreams. It's not going to pay you as much. It's not going to let you move anywhere you want. Most importantly, you're going to be miserable for 8 hours per day for the rest of your life instead of, enjoying what you do. Win UBI. Well, I think it's inevitable. Unless you're going to say, we'll just let 90% of the population starve. I mean, that's the other, possibility, which some capitalists will try to justify. What I like about this channel is that it's not cringe red pill channels where they try to brainwash you into being uber rich and masculine. Yeah. That's just not fulfilling for most men anymore. I saw another channel recently where the guy's just talking about men don't want to be rich anymore. Men don't want to be successful by societal standards anymore. Like we just want like purpose. We don't mind living minimalistically and, just doing what we enjoy. Like there's just, when it comes to that, the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. My bad, guys. There is a catch. Frugal living is okay as long as it can be minimalist and thoughtful. It is already some way corrected or without noise. Objective can be to live frugal, comfortably, not barely. Okay. What is he trying to say here? Frugal living is okay as long as it's... sorry, I'm not quite sure I understand that. Some of us can do or build things most only dream of. Frugal living is important. Learn to cook and own land. Cooking is such a useful skill, guys. Ironically, like, this is why I think traditional gender roles are bullshit. You'll get way richer these days by cooking your own meals than you will by, trying to hustle super hard. Because what happens when you try to, like, hustle super hard is, like, you work for money, and then, the government just prints a shit ton of it, and your money's, like, worthless in a couple years, We've all already seen and experienced that. If you learn to cook for yourself, that's a timeless skill. Like, that got me further. In terms of being able to save up money to move abroad, learning to cook cheap meals helped me save way more money than, trying to get some super high-paying career ever could. Yeah, that is absolutely so important. I really enjoyed the movie Castaway. I wish I was stuck in an island alone where I can eat fish and grow food and live stress-free for... Oh, totally, man. Man, that game was a classic. Okay, you must be a fellow millennial there. That movie was a classic. Any of you Zoomers out there, born after 2000, go back and watch Castaway with Tom Hanks if you can. I will say one thing millennials did better. We had better movies back then. The way you say dog shit way just is so funny. Yeah, go watch Castaway. See how the guy just... I mean, it's a bit sad because, like, he becomes friends with a volleyball and it's crazy. But he survives, and, like, he has no stress, no taxes, nothing to deal with. I think UBI might work if it is the only source of new money and hence the reserve banking system is eliminated. Yeah, the reserve banking system kind of is a failure anyways. That's got to go. Like it's horrible. Aaron Clary is a cool guy. I enjoy his talks. Yeah, I've seen a couple of his talks too. Yeah, I would say he's on the cooler end of the Gen X boomer spectrum. Like they're not all bad. Some of them are more understanding, and he is. I mean, he's still like, you know, kind of hardcore tradcon and trying to like advocate for a return to traditional times. But he understands what we're all going through. Yeah, if I had to put him on a Richter scale, like 1 being the least delusional boomer, 10 being the most delusional, I would give Aaron Clary maybe like 3 or 4. Yeah, crockpots are simple to use. Yeah, yeah. Oh, guys, by the way, so uh, I recently invested about $100 to buy an air fryer. That's pretty much the only thing I've been doing with my, with the new YouTube money I'm getting, other than just saving it and paying, lower rent prices where I live. I bought a air fryer. It cost a Ninja air fryer. It cost $100. It's already saved me so much money because what I do now, instead of freaking, going to McDonald's and ordering fries and a burger, like I can just cook my own fries, and it's so much cheaper to just like bake your own fries on, the air fryer. So much cheaper and healthier. So even though I spent $100 on it, it's already saved me so much money because I'm able to cook my own free cheap potatoes instead of having to order from McDonald's all the time. Right, which I shouldn't be doing anyways. And the point here is, guys, like if you have money to invest in things like that. Invest in these one-time purchases that will save you money. Like that air fryer is going to save me so much money, over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. So, yeah, have that mindset. What can I invest that's a one-time purchase that will save me money in the long run? Sorry, I have to go. You have a good one too. Thanks for joining. Not everyone can bring their air fryer to work. Well, that's why we're trying to quit our work, yeah? That's the whole point of this channel. That's the whole point of all my videos is to stop working, is to not work. Because working is just so unfulfilling. And the main benefit of working is supposed to be to earn money, but working doesn't even let you earn money anymore because job-related expenses are so goddamn expensive now that, as I've said in many videos, you guys are literally paying to work if you have a job. Here in Canada, a Big Mac Trio is $18. Fast food is now a luxury. Yeah, I looked that up. I made a video about, my last video had a section about this. It's not a joke anymore. Those receipts that you see all over the internet now where like, a fry and a Big Mac costs like $20 now. It's real. It's not like sensationalist clickbait. Shit is that expensive now. Fast food even. I've a coffee maker. Never did I waste money on some fancy cafe. Exactly. That's what you got to do. It's like, okay, this is why I never understood the consumerist culture / mentality. It's like, yeah, either you can work 12 hours a day and not have any time to drink coffee and, be forced to go to Starbucks and spend a shit ton of money on lattes every morning because you don't have time to make your own. Or you can realize time is the more valuable resource. Quit your, soulless job. Buy your own coffee maker, right? And save way more money in the end. Just make your own coffee with it. Like if you have 12 hours a day, why not use that 12 hours to just cook your own food and make your own coffee instead of spending that 12 hours to work for someone else so that you can buy food that's going to be unhealthier for you anyways. Fried air sounds crispy. Work is slowly killing us. Well, it's quickly killing people too. Like quickly and slowly. Would you like help with the Genshin? I've been playing since. Yes. Tell me, how do I get past this? This goddamn. I'm gonna show you what I'm struggling with. How do I get to this goddamn objective? I'm gonna use Yuito this time. Okay. Pour over coffee. Get a French coffee maker. Who needs a coffee maker? Microwave your water. Well, who needs coffee in the first place? There's something else I read interesting on Reddit the other day. Uh, our obsession and dependency on caffeine is also just a sign of how overworked we are. Like, it's not normal to need, you know, like just these three lattes of caffeinated shots from Starbucks every morning just to get through the day. I met people like who are addicted to coffee as they are to drugs, and like, the fact that we're this dependent, like if they go without coffee for a couple days, they get headaches and shit. And I mean, that's not a perfect sign of how overworked we are. I don't know what is. Let's see. Ignoring me how every time I tell him how to get past that part. What part do you mean? Let me see if I can go back and read. I can't really find your previous comments, so can you please clarify what you meant? I'm trying to get to everyone's comments here, so yeah, just bear with me here. Japan and Korea have the worst working hours, especially Gen Z. I don't know how they're living. Well, a lot of them are quitting. A lot of them are just not living, not working. They are living because they're not working. I saw in China the other day, like, it's become a common trend now for college graduates. Just go back home, live with your parents, cook for them, help them around the house, contribute in some way, help take care of them in their old age. Their parents give them a salary, so, they can buy food and, buy a couple things they want. And what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that at the end of the day? This whole shit about, like the left is like trying to destroy the family unit. Well, the right is destroying the family unit equally by trying to like force young people to, kick them out of their houses, away from their families and communities, and force them into like these soulless claws of a corporation. That's breaking up the family unit as much as anything else. So, I mean, both the right and the left are guilty of this. It's just like, I don't know. This is strictly an American thing that I'll never understand. But yeah, and same thing in Korea and Japan. A lot of young people just are not working. They just seen how bullshit the whole thing is, and they're just like, fuck this. I'm just going to go back, live with my parents. Totally acceptable. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't know why someone ever made it a thing where, something was wrong with it. But yeah, it's, this is why I say, like, don't feel any shame if you're living with your parents. You need a pyro attack on the monument to summon a wind current. Okay. When I get there, I'll do that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. I was stuck on this shit for the longest time ever. Okay. True. Agree. Also, you can press R to stay and shoot. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much. Man, this is why I love playing on live stream now. Is Genshin Impact actually fun? Like, I'll be honest with you, I picked this game to play on live stream just because it's free and because Cyberpunk was lagging too hard. Is it actually a fun game, do you think? Like, if you put in many hours grinding, is it actually rewarding? Just curious here. The red barrels explode. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm an idiot. You guys have no idea how stupid I feel right now. This is like my millennial boomer moment. Like, how when boomers are like, trying to figure out like for ages how to start up the PC, and you're just like, dude, all you had to do was press this one button right here. This is how I feel right now. Like, I wasted so much time fighting these guys and trying to shoot through their shields. And then one of you Gen Z chat just told me, dude, you fucking old fart millennial, just shoot the goddamn barrel. It's that easy. That's all you had to do. I guess karma's at my doorstep now. Anyways, thanks guys. Okay, we're gonna hit the chest has items in it. Press F after the enemies are defeated. Okay. Aha. Wow, I was such a boomer. Okay. I guess this is my karma for shitting on boomers so much. Okay, I assume you're talking about this. Let's see. Aha, finally. Ah, here we go. Okay, awesome. There we go. Thank you guys so much. You know, this is what I'm saying. Like, younger generations are smarter than older generations now. Like, you know, the traditional wisdom was always like, oh, old and wise, right? But the world changes so fast now. Whatever fucking experience these old fucks learned 50 years ago was totally irrelevant now. Meanwhile, you young guys out there, like, you got the internet available to you, you got all this information available to you, which is why you're so smart, you know? And like, don't let anyone talk down to you as if, you know, like, you're young and naive and inexperienced, because, like, honestly, the experience old people have and the wisdom they have, it actually works against them because they're just experienced at doing the wrong things. Like Michael Jordan once said, if I practice a lot, right? If I practice shooting 500 times per day, but I shoot the wrong way, all I do is get better at doing the wrong thing. I just get better at shooting the wrong way. That's what it is with boomers right now. Their extra wisdom and experience, all it is extra wisdom and experience doing the wrong things and doing useless things and doing things that'll actually backfire on you. So yeah, it's a very interesting time we're living in where, you know, young people are like the wise, you know, are the wise, smart ones now. And, you know, it's old people who are ignorant and naive these days. China, Korea, Japan, English, Spanish. Oh, goddamn. Can I go back to the chess? My bad. I wasn't reading. I was playing and streaming, kind of. Genshin isn't fun. Play Tears of Kingdom or Fortnite Zero build instead. Oh my god, I'm so bad. That must have been so frustrating to watch. Can I go back inside the temple and get the chest? Maybe I can. Hopefully okay, I'll go back and... No, as someone who's viewed streams, I know how frustrating it is when someone just doesn't get that chest that they're supposed to, so... but damn it. I can't go back in. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Martix. I can only imagine how frustrating it was to watch that. The millennial boomer gamer. Okay. You're only allowed to be back for a limited time. Then you're just as good as everyone else. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Anyways. Building the community, finding solutions. This is pretty easy to do. Okay, I shouldn't say easy. I have a question for you. If I were hypothetically able to build this hostel, okay? Not me personally. Let's say I find a group of... I'm able to band together a group of like 100 people from our community who are all in on this idea. And, you know, we somehow fundraise enough money to start this hostel idea. How many of you would actually go? Like, how many of you would actually have the courage to take the leap of faith and be like, okay, you know what? I'm buying a plane ticket. I'm going overseas. I'm going to go live in this hostel, and I'm going to start my new life. Like, would you guys actually want to do that if that option was available to you? Like, how many of you would be down to actually do it? Because, like, it's easy to say you want to do it, but, like, when it's time to actually buy the plane ticket and leave, you know, it can be a bit scary. It can be a bit overwhelming. So, you know... Just even ask yourself if it's something you're even ready for. Okay, I just gotta go meet the person at the temple now. Depends on the country. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The country will be better than America for sure. No doubt about that. Okay. Let's go back to him. This guy has the melee attacks, so I think that'll be more useful from now. Yeah, which country? How much does the hostel cost? Well, I haven't made it yet, so I don't know. But typically a hostel would cost like... I imagine we could get the price down to like 10 to 12 per night. If you stayed there for an extended period of time, probably 300 a month. Or you could volunteer there, you know, help keep things running, chill 20 hours per week. And then you can stay there for free. That's what I did during my travels all the time. And yeah, that's just an alternative I could potentially do one day. That would be a good solution out of this 9 to 5 disaster. Potato PC, I know. How do hostels not run out of money? It's because there's many people who stay in them. So like they have one room with like 4, 6, 8, 10 people living in it. And it's like a college dormitory. You all share a bunk bed. Now sometimes you will get some privacy actually, because not every hostel is like fully booked on guest every day. That's just not how it works. There's slow seasons and stuff like that. So sometimes you'll get privacy, but let's just say you don't have a right to privacy. Like you're just depending on luck if you're someone who needs privacy. But yeah. So that, to answer your question, there's like 4, 6, 8, beds to a room. And then, yeah, all that money added up collectively can end up equating to, how much a hotel will cost. And yeah, it just makes traveling much easier. It's marketed towards youth and, people who don't have that much money and are also looking for somewhat of a social life. Weird how hostels are not more popular than they are. I know. I mean, in Europe and all across the world, they're popular, but not in America. I mean, I started to see some recently, but, yeah, they're still not that popular. It feels like just everything in America, like, is designed to keep you trapped in the 9 to 5, keep you spending money. So anything that can save you money, like a hostel, just isn't going to take off there. That's my theory on it anyways. I've worked at sleepaway summer camps for 2 summers. It's not that hard, but not that easy either. I agree, because I also did some summer camps when I was traveling. It's all going to depend on if you like kids, to be honest. But it's for sure way easier than a 9 to 5 job, I'll tell you that much, and more fulfilling. Is it easy? Not necessarily. Considering that you need a roommate to live without your parents, screw it. Yeah. Totally. Not even just one roommate, like freaking multi-story building. 10 to story floors would require a comparatively small land plot. Yeah, that's true. And then not only that, then you have like a more like tight-knit community as well. So, people can be a lot more social with each other that way, which is another thing missing in today's society. By design, by the way. Yeah, they purposely alienated us from our communities, from our families. This was all done by design to keep us dependent on. Why do you think it's such a cultural thing to kick your kids out at 18? It's so like, they say it's about, oh, we want you to be independent. We don't want to create a society of dependence. Yeah, you do. You're just shifting dependency from your family who loves you to a corporation who does not love you. That's all you're doing. You're creating a society of dependence on corporations. Like, it's so weird. We live in a society where like all the worst crimes of humanity are appropriate if a corporation does it. Like if an individual person screams and yells and abuses, his boyfriend or girlfriend, you're a toxic piece of shit. But if your boss does it, it's okay. If you're dependent on your parents, you're a horrible social welfare parasite. But if you're dependent on a corporation, which is way worse, oh, that's suddenly like, you're the scum of the earth and the bottom rung of society now. It's so ass backwards, this society, I swear to God. Yeah. I put my, okay, 1 second. Let me kill these guys and then I'll respond to you. Okay, I like the melee attacks much better than, the ranged girl. And I know I can do some freeze attack, but I was, multitasking, so I did not see. Okay, let me take a quick break here and respond to some of y'all. Starting to love some of Gen Z now. We need community. Y'all see it now. Gen Z, I know it's weird to say, needs friends and dates. I love y'all, but it's mental health reasons you need each other. Totally. And I actually think online community isn't worthless. Like it can't replace complete like real life connection. But it's not nothing either. Join our community on Discord, talk to each other. See, who might live near each other. And start Like, make a group of friends, even from our Discord. Start your own YouTube channels. Start your own business ideas. I keep telling you guys, if your generation, if Gen Z decides like they are done with society, they want to build a better one, I have full faith that you guys will do it. That you guys can do it. I don't have faith in any other generation, to actually create a better society. The best any other generation is going to do is like individually survive this nightmare society. But when it comes to, creating a better society, that's on you guys. Okay, yeah, we got a stupid webcam bullshit troll account. I'm gonna have to figure out a way. I don't know how to block it, but yeah, just ignore that. Welcome, Miss K. I got a chance to read up on Max Stirner. What I will say is, it is very, very difficult to find unbiased information about him. From the little research I did on the internet, according to people, according to what they're saying about him, they said he was a complete moral asshole nihilist who thought it was okay to murder babies. That's what they're saying about him on the internet. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do more unbiased research. And finding unbiased information is really hard. So, yeah, I'll have to look into that more. But, yeah, it's, just like capitalists who control the narrative on the internet. And anyone who criticizes capitalism wants to kill babies, essentially. Even though capitalism is what literally has killed millions of babies. Okay, E. There we go, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's how I freeze the thing. Gen X kind of killed it for everyone. Yeah, I'm a little conflicted on Gen X. I think some of the younger ones are cool, but then the older ones can be just like boomers. And I mean, just like most older generations, they're going to be out of touch with technology. But then again, maybe I am too, given I didn't even know how to shoot the barrel in this game. Okay. Discord link invite. Okay, sorry about that. I swear to God, it was a permanent link. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Unbiased. You don't have source to any information. What do you mean by that? Just that like the sources I'm getting are just bad in general. Press F to collect items. Okay, I will. And then I'm also multitasking, which is why I might not be the best professional Genshin Impact player. Okay. 1 second. Opinion on trades. Get in, get out. Do it for 3 to 5 years. Save up as much as you can. This is important. I said this in the beginning of the stream to someone who asked for advice about this. If you get a good paying trade job, continue to live like you're poor. Like, don't get a 100K per year, 70K per year electrician plumber job and be like, aha, now I have money. Now I can go buy fancy cars and fancy TVs and, live in an expensive apartment to try to impress a bunch of chicks. No, continue to live as you're living right now. Live with your parents even still if you can. Save as much money as you can. Because you have a window of 3 to 5 years you can spend in the trades before your health issues are gonna catch up to you. Like, the trades are horrible for your health, but you can likely do it. If you're a young guy, you can likely do it for 3 to 5 years without suffering irreversible health consequences. So you have a 3 to 5 year window to do the trades before the health consequences will catch up to you. So do that, maximize the window, save as much as you can, continue to live like you're poor, and then buy an apartment overseas, start your own homestead, live in a van, move abroad, any of the options we talked about on how to check out a society. Yeah, you can, it's much more achievable once you've spent 3 to 5 years in the trades. So that's my opinion on the trades. Yeah, it's there's a reason to pay, the catch with the trades, there's a reason they pay you so well without, forcing you to be educated, is because there's a huge health price you're paying for them. So, yeah, just be ready to get in and get out if you're going to do the trades. Okay, this is pretty awesome, actually. I actually like this guy's abilities. Okay. Okay, let's see. Um, Modern gaming got trashed. Retro gaming is what they experienced. It was better. I don't. I'm not necessarily sure gaming is better. Was better back then because okay, I'm a '90s kid. Yeah, I have some experience with this. The gaming experience for sure was more magical back then than what it is today. For the simple fact, but I think that's just more because like you had like one or two games you could choose from. Like the way if you wanted to get a game back then, pre-internet, yeah, you would walk into a game store. You had to pick one or two games that you wanted to buy. Then you really, really had to stick with it and give it a chance. Um, and it was also easier to appreciate a game because there weren't like hundreds of new, constantly great games being pumped out all the time with the most amazing high end graphics. And yeah, like right now, even I have trouble enjoying gaming because it's just like anything. There's just so way too many options to where it's like I'm playing one, but then there's another one I want to play, and I just need to click a single button to play that one, you know? Whereas back in the 90s, it was like, yeah, you bought one game, you really stuck with it, you really enjoyed it. That's my take on it all. PS2 was peak era, PS3 had better. You know what was the dream era for me? It was Dreamcast. The Dreamcast had some absolute classics, and it was so ahead of its time for its graphics. Like, I remember actually being like 12 years old, being blown away by Dreamcast graphics. It discontinued this whole Sega thing. They don't make consoles anymore, but while it lasted, it was incredible. Hmm. Okay. I've heard mixed stories. Some people praise the trades to high heavens, while others are struggling to get an entry job. Yeah, I'm not sure what the entry level jobs are with trades, but I suspect like anything, because more and more people are starting to talk about them now. Because we all see how bullshit college is. There are going to be more and more people going to the trades, if not already, right? That's probably already happening. So I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if like it got impossible to even get an entry level job soon. I was a believer that games were that games. Hold on one second. I can't read. I was a believer games were before, but there are some. Okay, I assume what you mean. I was a believer that games were better before, but there are some amazing games today. We just brain rot ourselves with social media dopamine to try to use internet guides and optimally play. Yeah, yeah. The man, the other thing that's gotten toxic about gaming is like you're not even allowed to have your own opinion on games anymore because there's like a whole community of game reviewers now. And I'm not nothing against them at all. But like they come to a certain consensus about a game and it might be a great game objectively speaking, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a great game for you individually. But then you're not allowed to say that. It's like almost politically incorrect to say, okay, maybe all the reviewers and all the critics thought this game was great, but I personally didn't enjoy it. Meanwhile, there are games where like you might personally enjoy. Even though if it's not an objectively great game that every critic likes, you might personally enjoy that game, but you're never going to give it a shot just because you heard every critic come in and shit on it. And so it's like, yeah, that's there's just a ton of problems that come with modern gaming these days. And kind of ruins the experience, even though, as everyone mentioned, we have better graphics, better technology, better development teams, better in-game mechanics, bigger open worlds, all of that. I just haven't had the experience. Gaming like in the early 2000s, it was so magical where like it was like you could just get stuck and lost in a game for hours. Like it would literally become your world and your life. Like just a total immersion. And that's just something, I haven't experienced in a modern game in a while. So, to connect this back to the actual subject of the live stream, if I start my own hostel, I'm definitely going to have some sort of PC bang in there. Like, I'm definitely going to have to find a way to get some gaming set up. Like how they do in those Asian countries where they have gaming PCs, like PC bangs. I need to make, like, maybe I just need to make a hostel connected with the PC bang. Because that accomplishes a couple things. You guys not only can, live there for very cheap prices, you can game as much as you want. And you can start whatever your own online side hustle that you want to start. I think that would be key. I would definitely have to invest in some sort of gaming PC cafe if I were to start my own hostel. Yeah, again, how many of you would actually be down? Like, let's just say I'm nowhere near this point yet, but hypothetically, let's say I'm able to start my own hostel business. Okay? And you guys could come live in this hostel. Let's just say it was in Albania. I don't actually live in Albania, but it's a great country to use as an example because it's a beautiful beach city, cheap prices, good people, great weather, relatively safe. Safer than America for sure. I mean, it's got some issues with the mafia, I heard, but the mafia is not going to bother civilians. The mafia pretty much, it looks really bad for them and their reputation. Like, not bothering civilians is pretty much like a cardinal rule for them. So yeah, there's not much safety concerns you would have. Let's say it's in Albania. Like, you can look up Durrës, Albania. Cheap beach city. Let's say you can live in a hostel there you can pay to live there for $10 a night, or you can volunteer there, help around a bit, and live there for free. I'll set up a PC cafe so you guys can work on your own YouTube channels, your own online side hustles while you're living there. Yeah? Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, who would actually do it is my question. Who's ready to actually hop on a plane today? I'm just curious. I heard Albania has a 5-year visa. They might, but even without a visa, you can go and live there for a year if you're a U.S. citizen. Okay, well, if you're from Canada, UK, Australia, I don't know if the same rule applies. But yeah, if you're an American citizen, you can hop straight over to Albania and just live there. Don't need a visa, don't need nothing. You just show up with your passport, they stamp it. Yeah, you can stay there for up to a year. I'd have to have a remote income first. Golden idea. AI YouTuber bot farm. You know, what I was thinking is this. What I would do is this. Let's say we start like our own hostel community. We can make like an AI receptionist. Like, have AI take over some of the actual job duties. And then whatever money the AI generates, we can just split it amongst ourselves. What do you guys think of that idea? And we can have our own little universal basic income. Because it's either that or it's going to be freaking, whoever made the AI bot is going to like make all the money from it. But that's just not going to be a sustainable business model in any way, shape, or form, Yeah, it's the most profitable one for the capitalists, I suppose. But even that's not going to be profitable in the long run. Okay, not to take this into a whole economics lesson. Yeah, well, what if we had like an AI automate all the paperwork stuff, and then the labor costs we save on that, we just split amongst ourselves. We could do that, like, we could, because China just came out with DeepSeek. By the way, guys, if you guys are serious about building a better community, building a better future, a lot of you, from my understanding, have backgrounds in computer science because you were told, that, hey, this was going to be a great career waiting for you if you just did the work and graduated college. Of course, they lied to you about that just like they lied to you about everything. But if you have some understanding of coding, yeah? Go check out the open source for DeepSeek. DeepSeek is China's new AI ChatGPT competitor. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of it now if you're not living under a total rock. And you can take the open source for DeepSeek, guys, and you can just modify it to whatever you want. It's open source. You can make your own AI receptionist, making AI CEOs, I heard, is a great idea. What do you think we just, make our AI CEOs, make our AI receptionist. Whatever money they generate, we split it amongst ourselves in the form of universal basic income. Because they're talking about replacing us with AI. Why don't we replace them with AI? We can beat them to the punch, Because I'll tell you this. I have some experience with AI because you guys know for a long time this channel was an AI channel. The easiest thing for AI to replace is mental tasks. And that's why all the white-collar people are tripping out right now. The hardest thing for AI to replace, physical tasks. Things that require dexterity. Now, what's a CEO? Well, a CEO is all mental tasks. They do literally no physical work whatsoever. They sit at a desk all day. That is the absolute easiest thing for an AI to replace, ironically. So, what if we created an AI CEO, right? Start our own business. Replace the CEOs themselves, and then, we just split the profits. Don't have to work. Don't have to do this 9 to 5 bullshit anymore. Just, yeah, pretty much just live how we want at last. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? No. People are sick of AI. Human interaction is healthy. I mean, I kind of agree. But, the problem is, the capitalist society we live in is going to force you into a situation where either AI is going to replace you or you're going to replace it. I mean, they're either going to replace you with AI or you're going to replace them with AI. Either your CEO is going to replace you with an AI or you're going to replace your CEO with an AI. You could try jailbreaking that AI, removing censorship and filters, and making bots for less conventional purposes that people could subscribe to for X a month. That's a decent idea. If anyone, by the way, I'm not a coder. I don't have any professional experience with coding. If anyone out here does, tell me how viable these ideas are. Because I'm just, making this shit up on the fly here. Jobs and sure, AI can replace tasks, jobs, and labors, but not love, art, music, or anything where you feel human. AI can't replace hiking. Yeah, that's a great point, and ultimately why I went back to my human, actual, real voice, and even live streaming now, because as good as that AI voice was, and it was good, and some of you miss it, I miss it sometimes too. It was 20-1 the people who preferred my real voice over the AI voice, and it's just because, as you said, there's a human, even if the AI can talk, there's just a certain human element you get hearing a real person. Also, I was thinking about this too. What was I gonna say? When it comes to now pursuing your own dreams over going the traditional path, now's the time to do it. Because, on top of the job market being just as fuck, they always tell you not to pursue your dreams because, the chances of making it are so low. But with how fucked the job market is, the chances of making it are so low regardless of what you do. So might as well pursue your own dreams. That way you can actually make some money and do what you enjoy. If you're not going to have if it's almost impossible to make it, just as it is with a real job. But on top of that, things like art, music, sports, whatever your own passions are, AI is not going to and never going to be able to replace those. Yeah, AI can draw art now better than humans and faster, but people who buy art, they're still going to have an appreciation for human art. It's could an AI draw the Mona Lisa as well, if not a million times better than the actual Mona Lisa? Of course. But no one's going to pay, millions of dollars for an AI Mona Lisa, even if it's better. There's just some human element that can't be replaced. This applies also to music, to sports, to art. I'm sure AI can and is already getting to a place where, it can create pretty decent music. But the problem is people still want that human connection, Walking dogs is another good career path I heard of recently. Those of you who hate people, which I don't blame you at all, go out, walk some dogs, dog sit, learn to train dogs, because it's going to be literally impossible for an AI to do that. And even if an AI could do that one day, people are still going to rather an actual human train and walk their dogs than a fucking Tesla robot. You know what I mean? So yeah, these are the things you got to actually do. I think making the cafe part a certain culture that is not available in Albania might bring in many local customers. Huh. Very, very interesting idea. Very interesting idea. God damn, I might have to look into this. I don't know if I can do it myself. I might be able to, because I have a couple friends who I used to volunteer in a hostel with. I did message the Italian guy, by the way. We had dreams of one day starting our own hostel. It never materialized, obviously, because these things are way easier said than done. But now that I see, there can be some real value with it, I might just even have to look into this guy seriously. Yeah, start a hostel / PC cafe in Albania. I'm pretty sure, for the locals there, the PC cafe, and for, any Gen Z gamers there, it would be very unique and novel. It would be a very unique and novel idea. I would even love to do a thing where, like, everyone was allowed to use the cafe for, for like 1 or 2 hours for free every day. Um, yeah, not sure how viable that is business wise, but for sure, if I were in charge, I would, make the prices very affordable. Yeah, you're right. This could be the business idea we need. And then you guys can, come check it out, come live there. Yeah, never have to deal with these bullshit $2,000 rent prices. I don't know. Like, people ask me all the time, how did you save up enough money to travel? Wrong question to ask. Like, traveling in a hostel cost $300 per month to live in that hostel. Like, living in America, you pay $2,000 a month for rent. So the question isn't how do you survive? How do you have money to travel overseas? The question is, how do you have money to live in the West? How do you have money to pay these insane, ridiculous rent prices? I actually do wonder, how are people, if any of you live in New York or LA or one of those cities where the rent prices are especially insane, how the hell do people there pay rent? I'm talking like, fast food workers, people working at grocery stores. Because, of course, in New York City, some people have to be working in fast food restaurants, right? I imagine McDonald's and Starbucks exist in New York City, right? Not everyone there is some super highly qualified PhD neurosurgeon, right? There have to be, like, minimum wage workers who are working there. How do they actually get by? Does anyone know? Like, do they just live with a shitload of roommates? Do they live with their parents? Are they homeless? Like, how is it even possible these days? I don't think AI can ever train dogs. There will be easily so many dogs that will feel threatened or scared if a robot were to attempt such a thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, even if it gets to a point where technically it has the capability to do that, it lacks the human connection to where it'll actually be able to do that. So, yeah, train some dogs, walk some dogs. Especially if you hate people, if you just want to get away from people and all the bullshit that comes with people, right? Train some dogs, pursue your passion, pursue your career. No, don't try to be an artist because it's like a 1 in 100 chance of making it. It's like it's like winning the lottery. Well, problem with that logic is it's about the same odds as trying to get a normal job now too, in this insane, fucked job market. They hire immigrant workers, don't they? Well, I mean, you guys know what I'm going to say about that. Unfortunately, for a capitalist boss, hiring illegal workers brings in more capitalist profits for the capitalist boss than hiring, a citizen. That's just a fact. It's basic addition and subtraction. All dogs I've had just bark at robots. I think dogs train dogs best. They just learn from each other faster. Yeah. Exactly. I wish camping was considered a living option, but I can't see why it's not. I've had some close calls there too. Art is self-expression, not business. Exactly. And it's so stupid because we're just living in this society where, like, anything that can't, like, if you paint amazing pieces of art, that is a talent, that is a skill. You're more skilled than Jeff Bezos if you can do that. Absolutely. Now, if you want to say it's not profitable, as what Jeff Bezos does, okay, fine. If you want to say it's not marketable, but just find another word to use than skill. Because when you use the word skill, it's just a dishonest attempt to justify poverty wages. If we're talking about skill, like, playing video games requires way more skill. Like, I guarantee if you were to measure the mental brain activity that's being done by some of those fucking pro StarCraft 2 players who have like 300 actions per minute, I guarantee they're doing way more brain activity. They have way more skill than any CEO on the planet. Okay? So just stop lying and saying it's about skill. Just admit it's about exploitation and poverty and justifying a bullshit system. Like, if you want to justify this bullshit system because you're benefiting off of it, okay, do that. I mean, I'm not going to... It's not illegal, I guess. Yeah, you can do that. But just don't be dishonest about it. Stop making it about skill. Stop making it about, meritocracy. Stop making it seem like, you just need to work harder. Just admit you want the system to stay the way it is because your greedy ass benefits off it. Just admit it and stop pretending it's anything remotely related to skill. That's probably the most frustrating thing when you're having these conversations, is just people are just so dishonest about it. Oh, low skill. Your skills just don't deserve a living wage yet. Okay. So it's about skill, yeah? I guarantee Jeff Bezos wouldn't be able to flip a burger. Like, if you had him try to flip a burger, I guarantee it would taste like shit. Absolute dog shit. His burger would be more dog shit than his wages. Let's put it that way. So yeah, let's read some comments here. I thought of that painting helps with connection with inner self. I lack focus. Instead of to train it, people learn to draw fixed forms, exact properties of characters. I might have to try it one day then. Like, I have trouble with focus and ADHD. I could definitely see, like, painting assisting with that. When you have to focus on something. I mean, I tried art when I was very young. I was horrible at it. But, of course, I was horrible at it because I never practiced it, and I was a beginner. So, I don't know. Is it really that fun of a hobby? Okay. Trump was flipping burgers once during campaign. Wonder how they ended up like. Oh my God. I would have loved so much. I would give anything, actually, to watch these fucking delusional corporate shills who whine about skill all the time. Have them flip burgers for a day and then force them to eat their own burgers and see how it tastes. I would love that. Especially, they're not used to, like, I could survive that. I could survive their dog shit burgers because I'm used to living on the minimum, I'm used to living a frugal existence. When I was traveling, I all the time had to eat, like burgers and meat without any type of seasoning just because I couldn't afford it. But these rich corporate shills who rely on all the fanciest, exquisite steaks all the time and fancy restaurants and dining, yeah, have them flip their own burger and eat their own burger and then tell me that a burger flipper is unskilled. I'll believe it's unskilled when they actually eat their own burgers that they flip. That's when I'll believe it. But they'll never do that. Art is fun. Yeah. What other languages can you speak? I can speak English and French and 2 other languages. I'm not going to give that away right now because it could compromise my identity. By the way, I am thinking more and more about one day eventually just going public with my identity, doing a face reveal, all that. I'm not quite there yet, but it's crossed my mind more and more, just FYI. So, but yeah, just for now, I'll just say I can speak English, French, and 2 other languages. And si vous voulez, je peux parler français encore un peu. La dernière live stream, j'ai parlé un peu. Et justement, pour vous qui voulez voir, mais oui, c'est possible pour moi. C'est juste une habilité que j'ai appris quand j'ai voyagé beaucoup. Et c'est très utile. By the way, this brings me to I'm going to make a whole video about this, guys. This brings me to something I was thinking about a lot recently, which is technology has phased out so many jobs that when people are talking about this whole AI is going to replace jobs, AI is going to take everyone's jobs. It's not that it's going to, it's that it already is and it already has. And this isn't the first time, even in our lifetimes, we've seen a new disruptive technology take, completely erase a lot of jobs. Because you guys saw how I just spoke French right there, okay? If I were born 30 years ago, before the internet existed, I would have easily had like a great translator job, like a middle class job that paid like a decent interpreter salary for my language speaking ability. But because Google Translate exists now, it eliminated it destroyed my ability to have that job, you know? Like it phased out that job for me. Like it replaced a job I could have otherwise gotten with my translation skills, with my language skills. Just because no matter how good I get at it, I'm never going to be better than Google Translate, who can do all this shit with a click of a button. And then with ChatGPT coming along, it's going to get even more impossible for like real translators to actually exist. And this is another problem with like what I hear about the rich being job creators. They're job destroyers way more than job creators. Like all the shit they've created, like, you know, they've used the internet, right, to outsource jobs overseas. They're now using AI to replace people. All the shit they're investing in and inventing, it's destroying jobs way more than it's creating them. So we need to start calling them job destroyers rather than job creators, because that's what they actually are. For you to be a job creator, you have to actually profit off job creation. And right now, it pays way more. You profit way more off job destruction than job creation. Dude, you could have had a language speaking job even in 2005. It's wild how 20 years that have become different with jobs. Exactly. CIA says it takes 1,400 hours of practice to learn French. Yeah, I would say that's about right. That sounds about right, actually. I would say it took me about somewhere. I mean, I wasn't counting hours, but it took me around that much. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. And this is another thing boomers don't understand, right? It's like, oh, you're lazy now. Okay, so this language speaking, or you're unskilled. So this skill I had would have been valuable if I was just born 20 years earlier. But because I was born now, it's not a skill anymore. Like, this is the problem when you try to connect skill to profitability, because you redefine what skill means to your own personal arguments, to whatever's convenient for your own arguments. So it's a real problem now, because it's like, okay, this skill I have of speaking multiple languages, it is objectively a skill. You can't say it's not. And it's a skill that would have been valuable in 2005. It's just not valuable anymore because technology phased it out. So are you telling me that I was just super lazy now? Now I'm super lazy, but in 2005 I wasn't lazy. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm unskilled, but in 2005 I would have been highly skilled. Hope that makes sense. AI and automation is taking over the dental industry now. It's ruined long term. Gotta switch jobs now. You know, yeah, I talked about this in my last video. We're probably getting to a point where we're going to need, like, you know, to switch jobs 5 to 10 times in our lifetimes to get by, you know, unless we get this universal basic income or adapt somehow. Yeah. Oui, baguette. Last live stream, he spoke a bit in French for you all to see. Matrix, are you French, or are you, is like French one of your primary language? Like, are you from like a French-speaking country? I guess is my question. If so, I might need to practice my French a bit, because my French is actually a bit rusty now. In my peak French-speaking days, like, I was able to speak very, very fluently. Now I struggle a bit. I mean, I can still have conversations, but it's not nearly as good as it used to be. I like to practice. Even though it doesn't make money, even though it's worthless to capitalists, it's just a good skill to know. And no one's going to tell me it's not. Yeah, it's crazy. Just like, this is why, hey, I have a question for you guys, by the way. How many of you would like me to see me do more, or, oh shit, I'm using the wrong guy. I was trying to, how many of you would like to see me do more, videos about college and how big of a scam, like, college is? Cause it was always a scam since I graduated, essentially. Since 2008, it's been a scam. And, like, you know, people who graduate have not been able to get jobs the way they promised. But, it's even a bigger scam now, because right now, the world changes so fast. Whatever skill you learn in college, The world's going to be a completely different place by the time you graduate, and that skill you learn is probably not going to be useful anymore. Like, even if it's useful now, let's say, you study to become a computer programmer now. I could easily see a world in 4 years where, AI can replace programmers entirely. So you go to school, you go into a ton of debt, you study for 4 years for a computer science degree, and by the time you graduate, AI can program better than humans. If you see how fast it's already evolving, it's not hard to believe at all. In 4 years, it could do that. Je viens de Québec, mais j'ai perdu presque tout mon français. Ah, ok, je comprends, je vois, je vois. C'est un peu différent en québécois. Le québécois français, c'est un peu différent que le français que je parle. Mais si on justement écrit sur Internet, je peux comprendre, pas de problème. Mais en la réalité, j'ai noté, parfois j'ai des problèmes pour comprendre le québécois. Parce que c'est un peu différent que le français en France, où j'ai appris français. So I'm just explaining to him, I guess he's from Quebec, which there's a part of Quebec in which they speak French. And I'm just explaining to him that, like, I can communicate and talk to him on the internet, no problem, but the Quebecois, they call them, they have a bit of a different accent than the native French. So I have a bit of a hard time understanding them when I'm listening to them in real life and trying to communicate with them. I mean, it's not impossible by any means, but it's a bit of a challenge. Especially my French is a bit rusty now. But yeah, you guys can see, like, so some people have tried to accuse me of, like, oh, you're just like some loser with no skills. That's why, you're making this content. It's like, no, I objectively, I mean, I never toot my own horn, but I have to say this even though it's petty, because I'm responding to something even more petty, which is people trying to attack me personally. I mean, this YouTube channel is relatively successful now. I mean, I have abilities to speak French. You don't know how many skills I have in my personal life. None of it's good enough in this economy. Just because, this economy is just way too beyond screwed and fucked right now. Like, I could have probably been a CIA agent and a UN translator in 2005 with my ability to speak French, right? I probably could have easily gotten, like, a middle-class job back then, right? The problem is just, I guess I was just lazy because, I chose to be born. The wrong decision I made was being born in in the 90s instead of being born in the 70s. Like, that's where I was lazy. That's where I should have made better choices. If I just chose to be born earlier, Like, if there was like a life before life where you negotiate with God when you're born, I should have asked him to have me born 20 years earlier. That's how I was lazy, I guess. Stuck at work, but you make great videos. Thanks. Yeah, accents are a challenge even in English. Why won't you learn C programming language instead of playing this? Dude, like, you think that's not going to get replaced by AI? That's the first thing. I mean, streaming will not get replaced by AI. Like, you could have, like, an AI could stream, but no one's going to watch it. People even were complaining about just the AI voice. But by the way, I never used AI to write the script on anything. Like, all the scripts were all 100% handwritten by me. But I understand, people were, pissed off about the AI voice. So, I switched to using my real voice now. So yeah, like, streaming is never going to get replaced by AI, because even if an AI can stream, people want to see an actual human stream. Whereas the programming, yeah, that's for sure going to get replaced by AI. AI can't replace everything. Source, just trust me, bro. Okay. British accents are hard for me to understand, and English is my first language. Scottish accents especially, yeah. I mean, I can understand them, but you have to listen carefully. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so if you guys, yeah, some solutions I have in mind for us. I could start, look into starting a hostel business sort of thing. If any of you want to just do the trades, let's say, like, the person in the beginning of this live stream who said, they got an opportunity to do a trade for $100K a year. Yeah, if you want to save up some and then invest in your own hostel business or something like that overseas so you can give back to the next generation. That's another thing I would say is the most frustrating thing about the older generation is not only they were handed such a golden economy, but they pulled up the ladder behind them. I encourage any of you young guys out there, you get an opportunity like this to go in the trades and save up a bunch of money, leave the ladder down, for the rest of us. It's even better for you in the long run. Like, you might sacrifice some short-term profits if you do that, but in the long term, you're going to create a society that people don't hate each other to the brim and want to kill each other like they do right now. This is the other problem with, prioritizing profits above everything else is that it gets to a point where you cut costs so much and you cut wages so much that people actually can't afford to buy your stuff. And then a full-on economic collapse happens. Right? Because in order to profit more, you have to cut wages as much as possible. Okay, you can profit more in the short term, but in the long term, it gets really ugly. Because it gets to a certain tipping point where you cut wages so much that people can't afford to buy your products anymore. And then, yeah, that's when you'll really see hell on earth. I rather dislike AI scripts. They are quite repetitive, give too many examples. I agree. It's pretty obvious at this point when you see a video to be able to tell if it's AI. And I agree most people won't watch AI, but it's not that people won't watch AI. Neurosama, for one, is very popular as an entirely AI-based streamer with 30K concurrent. Well, I think it's definitely possible. Like, you could get one or two AIs that, build a following. I heard there was, an AI influencer, some Japanese idol that built a huge following. But what I mean is it's not going to replace streamers and entertainers, Sure, there will be, one or two that's successful and takes off because, there will be some subsection of people who don't mind the AI content. But is it going to actually replace, every single streamer? Not a chance. Just came on. What did I miss? Ooh. Quite a bit, actually. The AI we have now isn't even real. It's the artificial narrow intelligence. Real AI would be artificial general intelligence. Have you seen DeepSeek? I tried DeepSeek recently. It's quite next level. I feel like it's a step closer to artificial general intelligence because I experimented that with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, it knows a lot of information. It can have coherent conversations with you. DeepSeek is actually capable of logic, problem solving, and reasoning. With ChatGPT, you can ask ChatGPT, for example, I need help losing weight. Can you, come up with a recipe? Can you come up with a meal plan? And it can type out for you a meal plan you can use to lose weight, right? But with DeepSeek though, you could say, what's a good example here? Let's say for example, with DeepSeek, you could be even this. Okay, great example with this community. I could go to DeepSeek and be like, you know what? We're really struggling with money right now. All our current systems suck. What are some good ideas and possibilities? First of all, why do things suck now? And what possible solutions are there? And it could think of many reasons why. It can't not just only give you information. It can think of deeper reasonings and logical conclusions to how it arrives at the conclusions it arrives to. It's hard to explain. You guys have to just try it out yourself one of these days. I tried DeepSeek. Well, I think it sucks. I was banned after what happened in... I can only guess what that is. Kizuna AI. Yeah, exactly. I think that was the Japanese AI influencer that got a ton of subscribers. Us Gen Z gets hate because we see through society's bullshit. Exactly. And what you guys have to understand is that that's supposed to happen. That happens with every generation, every group of people that inspires big change. Is they're absolutely hated at first because change is scary, and people who are in power, they want to keep the status quo. They want to keep holding us down. And for people like that, yeah, of course, they're gonna like you more if you're just a good obedient slave, right? And so what I would say is not only do you have to accept it, learn to embrace it. Like embrace being the villain, guys. Like being the villain is going to get you so much further in life these days than, just being a good obedient little slave. Be the villain and embrace being the villain. Totally fully learn to embrace it. Okay. Okay, let's see what time it is here. I'll probably live stream like 10 more minutes then hop off. Here's a good point. Yeah. Local hosted. Okay, so if you don't like how DeepSeek censor certain things, what you can do, it's open source. Download it, download the source code, modify it so it can talk about whatever the fuck you want it to talk about. Anyone can do that. If you have, I don't know how to do that because I don't have any background in coding, but if anyone of you knows how to code, you could do that with DeepSeek, even right now. Like I'm talking like the second I finish this live stream, you can go download the open source for DeepSeek, create your own version that, you can do whatever you want with. You can create an AI CEO, you can create a modified uncensored chatbot. You can create an assistant to help you, with your online side hustle, whatever that is. There's endless possibilities here. You can customize it however you want. Yeah, exactly. In the demo with seven Apple computers, that setup costs at least $28K and it can barely run DeepSeek. Okay, I missed something here. Hold on, let me get some context. There was one CEO that opted to pay his employees each $70K. Instead of pocketing a couple mil, he gave himself the same wage as his workers, and what he subtracted in wealth, he forged a loyal community. That's something I would do, like if I were to ever start this hostel or community. It does? Okay, I'll have to try and... Can you run code? If you can do that, please join our Discord community, run DeepSeek, and tell us your results. Tell us your findings. Because if this thing is what it claims to be, this could be really, really promising. Really promising, I'm telling you guys. Yeah. Because this AI thing is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to replace all of us, or we're going to use AI to replace them. And I'm just going to tell you, the CEO is the easiest thing for an AI to replace. The absolute easiest thing. Let's say you could like create a DeepSeek AI CEO that could help you start up the next Amazon. Yeah. It will not take any money, of course. It doesn't need money. It's an AI, right? And all that money that would go to the greedy CEO just goes to all the workers. I feel bad for 40-year-olds who are too far into the dental tech industry, not knowing that AI and automation is going to take their jobs in 10 years or less. Yeah, and the craziest thing about them is like they're such hard copers. And they don't even know anything about AI, but they're like, oh, AI is not going to replace my job. You don't know that. You don't want it to. I get that, but you don't have any logical basis to why it wouldn't. You're just coping. I feel bad for the good people that get replaced. Well, that's why we got to replace them first. That's why... Oh, shit. Sorry, dropped my mic. We got to replace them first. Hello. Okay, about 5 more minutes, then I'm going to hop off. If anyone has any ideas, anyone wants to talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about this DeepSeek thing more. Actually, if we get a good conversation going about this DeepSeek, I might stream for longer because I feel this is promising. Who has coding experience? Type in the chat if you have coding experience. Let's talk about this. Because DeepSeek completely open source. ChatGPT is not, by the way. DeepSeek is. And if we can get our hands on and master this, DeepSeek AI, we can make it work for us in so many incredible ways. You can use it to start your own business. You can use it to start your own YouTube channel. You can create bots with it. You can create a CEO with it. And as I've said a million times now, replace them before they replace you. By the way, I would actually pay money for this, okay? If any of you out there knows how to... I heard Gen Z is doing something really creative to get revenge on employers. This is absolutely incredible. This is why I think you guys are such chads. Apparently, Gen Z is learning how to like use AI to make a bunch of random bullshit resumes and just hardcore flooding and like spamming the shit out of employers for it. I felt so awesome when I read that. Like, that's such an awesome Gen Z Chad thing to do. Yeah. Who here could modify DeepSeek so that it could just pump out a bunch of fake resumes and ship them off to these dog shit employers? Like, give them a taste of their own medicine. Just hardcore spam all their servers, crash all their servers with like 10,000 bullshit AI resumes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I heard like they're using AI to now automate like the recruiting process too. So we could try to get a leg up in the AI war, give them a taste of their own medicine. It's best to become one with AI than to fight it. Yeah, AI/DeepSeek is the future. Exactly. So if we master this, we are the future. Employers waste our time with fake job postings, so we waste their time. Totally. Hey, I know what I'm going to do. Instead of gaming next live stream, I'm just going to hop on DeepSeek, and we're going to together craft a bunch of AI resumes and just spam the living shit out of these horrible employers. What do you guys think of that idea? Would you guys like that for our next live stream? Like, we can just sort of all do this together and, you know, oh, that'll be so glorious. Just spam the living shit out of all these employers with fake AI resumes. Oh, I would love that so much. You guys like that idea too? Okay, yeah, sounds like the chat loves that idea. Okay. I'm live streaming on the weekends, and either Wednesday or Thursday is my live stream schedule. So this Saturday, we're doing that. We're going to hop on DeepSeek. We're going to ask it to create a bajillion fake AI resumes for us. And we're just going to spam the living shit out of all these employers. You guys can do it along with me, by the way. Don't make me be the only one that does this, you know? Like, I'm happy to lead by example, but I need your guys' help too. So as I'm doing it, I fully expect all of you to do it alongside me. Right? And then we just, yeah, together we can just create like a bunch of fake resumes and just spam these employers to death. Ah, holy shit. Okay, I can't wait for Saturdays, guys. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay, awesome. Hold me to this word. Spam landlords too. Yes, yes, yes. Gen Z Maoism. Spam landlords too. Hell yes. Hell yes, let's do that. Let's spam the shit out of all of them. Let's learn to do that together. Oh, what should I title that live stream? Gen Z using AI to get revenge on employers. We're doing that this Saturday, I promise. Deal's a deal. You guys want to see it? I will deliver. Yeah. Oh man, this Saturday is going to be so fun. I'm so looking forward to this. Whew. You can also combine a fake AI resume with proper face-to-face tradecraft. Has no experience applying for jobs. You don't need to. Like, why would you need experience applying for jobs? Like, are millennials welcome in your community? Of course, everyone's welcome. Even boomers are welcome. I mean, I'm generalizing here, obviously. Obviously, not every boomer sucks and not every Gen Zer is awesome. It's just, you know, when I make videos, I have to obviously generalize somewhat. I mean, they generalize too when they're saying, you know, Gen Z is lazy. I mean, no, like, not all of them are. Even if we're talking by societal standards, you know, not all of them are. Okay. Yeah, everyone's welcome here. You know, you just have to share our viewpoints. If you're even a boomer, but you know, there are some cool boomers out there who recognize, who even, they themselves even recognize their generation as a whole is shit, right? It doesn't mean every last person in it is shit. You know, we're talking generations are like, you know, 70, 80 million people. Doesn't mean every, you know, all 70 million of them suck. Just means the majority of them suck enough that, they ruined it for the rest of us. But yeah, if you're one of the individual ones who don't suck, you're welcome here, of course. As far as millennials go, like, yeah, of course you're welcome here. I feel like the younger millennials are like more in tune with Gen Z for obvious reasons. I mean, they are, you know, closer to Gen Z. But like millennials like my age older, I'm about to be 35. Like there's nothing wrong with us per se, but it's just like we're just like a very passive, complacent generation who were dealt a whole bunch of problems that weren't our fault, but we were just too passive to fight back or really do anything about it. You know, we kind of just blindly trusted the system. And the best way I can put it is this: if millennials had Gen Z's mindset, the world would already be a much better place today, already. But unfortunately, we didn't. So yeah, if I had to like rate every every generation on a tier list, Boomers F tier. I don't know too much about Gen X. Then millennials, I would say, is a C tier generation. You know, just like a generation that didn't do much good or bad. I'm going to put Gen Z in A tier. I'm not putting you guys in S tier yet, no matter how awesome you are, because I would still like to see a bit more proactive action. Though, I mean, I understand why you don't want to do it. But, okay, let me rephrase. It's just way too early to put you in the S tier right now, because you guys are all so young. You know, you haven't had enough time to really make your impact on the world. And you guys have been given too many obstacles. Gen Alpha is very, very interesting. I might have to do a video on Gen Alpha eventually. They're a very, very interesting bunch. Gen Alpha S tier. Gen X is mixed. I never met a lazy Gen Zer. They just need motivation and purpose. Yeah, I agree. Because if you see in our Discord community, everyone really wants to do something. I mean, some people have even criticized me for saying, you know, I'm talking Gen Zers who like and follow my channel. They've reached out to me, and you guys have pushed me to be a better content creator because you guys have said, look, we want to hear more solutions. Like, yes, thank you for validating our feelings and our concerns about how shit the world is. We appreciate that. We want more from you. We still want to hear how we can make it better. We want to hear some solutions for you. You know, you guys have personally told me that, which tells me, you know, that even as someone who's going around, you know, saying that Gen Z is justified for being lazy, even you guys are telling me that you don't want to just be lazy. You want to actually do things, but this world is just set up in such a way that you can't. We got to earn it. Yeah. Which, yeah, that'll just take time. Okay, I think I'm going to hop off now, guys. Fantastic live stream. Gave me a great, fantastic idea for the next live stream. Next live stream, guys. I promise you guys I'm going to do this. We're doing this next time. Next live stream. Tune in Saturday, okay? This is going to be our most fun, dynamic, exciting. It's going to be absolute fireworks. We're not going to just complain about society this Saturday. We're going to actually do something about it. We're hopping on DeepSeek. We're creating thousands and thousands of fake AI resumes, and we're spamming the living shit out of all these jackass corporate asshole bosses and employers with it. So we're going to be doing that all together, all right, this Saturday. You don't want to miss it. I never shamelessly promote my live streams like this, but this Saturday, I think you're going to want to tune in. I think it's going to be a fun experience for all of you. So yeah, it'll be around the same time. I don't know what your guys' time zone is, but I always stream around this time. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on Saturday. Signing off now. Have a great night. Thanks again for the wonderful conversation, and yeah, see ya. Looking forward to this Saturday. It's going to be fun.